Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays collection. I'm your host Mike. How are you doing, guys? Thanks for returning to my little channel. I thank you. Today, guys, we're going to do a Western Roundup update because I love Westerns and hopefully you do too. So let's get right into it. Today, these are going to be some Westerns that are newer Westerns. I didn't know exactly how to put this on the description. These are Westerns that have been made in the last, say, 30 years, 40 years. So newer Westerns, but not quite new. But yet there's a new Western in here. So anyways, guys, I'll let the movies do the talking. And the first one, this is a release from Kino. Kino Classics, they, as usual, knocking the balls out of the park. Just a great label. This is a great release. I didn't realize how great this was until I got it home. This is a new 4K restoration. This is a movie directed by Walter Hill, who's no slouch when it comes to action. Big fan of Westerns himself. This is a movie that included... the movie takes place during pre-Civil War, post-Civil War, involving 4 sets of actual brothers playing brothers in the movie. So, you know, you got the Carradine brothers, you got Keith and Robert Carradine, you got the Keach brothers, James Keach and Stacy Keach, you got the Quaid brothers, Randy Quaid, Dennis Quaid, you got the Guest brothers, you got Christopher Guest, who was on, in Spinal Tap as Nigel Tufnell, and his brother Nicholas Guest. And did I mention David Carradine? It says David Carradine, Keith Carradine, and Robert Carradine. So it's a whole bunch of them. But basically, this is going to be Jesse James and his gang of outlaws right again. So basically, you got the James, Jesse and Frank James are actual brothers. And then they meet up with some other outlaws that are brothers. So it's all kind of a mishmash of stuff. But it's a lot of fun. Don't let all the family tree get you. But they're all great actors. I mean, they're great actors. It's kind of cool how Walter Hill pulled all this off and did this. This is a really good movie. It was made in 1980. This is 100 minutes long. The movie I'm talking about, The Long Riders. Really, really good. And this Blu-ray is loaded with special features. There's actually 2 discs, which normally Kino you just get 1 disc and you get maybe a trailer or a set of trailers and a commentary. But this time, man, you got a lot of stuff on here. You got new interviews with the Carradine brothers, the Keach brothers, the Quaid brothers. You got new interviews with Walter Hill. You got interviews with the musician, composer Ry Cooder. And a new interview with producer Tim Zinnemann. It's got a documentary about outlaw brothers, the making of Long Riders. It's talking about the Northfield, Minnesota raid, which is kind of takes place in the movie. Man, 2 or 3 other things are in here. Short little documentaries, about 15 to 20 minutes long. Plus, it's got some trailers. So this is a great collection to get if you love Westerns. Even if you don't like older Westerns and you're more of a fan of newer Westerns, this is right up your alley. This is great filmmaking. Great Western, and it belongs in every Western fan's video collection for sure. Great one, The Long Riders. Next up, this is a movie I just watched last night. I watched part of this on Netflix one night, and I got through half of it, and I believe I fell asleep, and it wasn't because the movie was boring, it was just because it was really late and I was tired. So I know I liked the first part of it, and so I went ahead and bought the Blu-ray of it. This is a movie that's basically a kind of a Danish production, kind of a Danish-Swedish. It's kind of a kind kind of a co-production between some different companies. I mean, I think you got some English, you got some German, you got some Danish, you got a little bit of everything. But this is a great movie. This stars Mads Mikkelsen, who was the bad guy in Casino Royale, the newest one, James Bond movie that was made 15, 16 years ago. But he's awesome in this movie. This movie is called The Salvation. And this is so good. I mean, this movie will have you just going, you just want to jump in the screen and just help this guy out or just do something. You know those movies that just make you want to just drive you crazy, but in a good way. But this is a good movie. Basically, the Mads Mikkelsen character, he's been over in America out west making a home for himself. He's been living there for a couple years, and he was able to send money home to get his wife and son to come over. So the movie opens with the wife and son arriving at this train station. They're getting off the train and getting on a stagecoach to ride out to their home. And while they're traveling, the stagecoach is basically took over by a couple of wild outlaw guys that are just broken out of prison or just got released from prison. And they basically, I don't know if I want to tell you everything. I'll just leave it at that. I know I'm not trying to tease you or anything, but you really need to see this and just let it go from there. But it's a really good movie. Revenge, justice, frontier justice, revenge, really kind of a heart-wrenching story, but really good, I think. And it's a newer movie. 2014 is when this came out. It's called The Salvation, and I highly recommend it, guys. Next up, this is a movie that took me many, many years to see, and I don't know why. And I remember when this came out, but I don't know. It just went this way with me. It just didn't pay any mind to it for some reason. I wasn't super into westerns at the time. This came out in 2004. I loved westerns. I had my favorites, but I wasn't someone who was collecting and watching westerns like I do now. I mean, they're like sweets to me. I've got to have my sweets every day or something, you know. But this is a movie directed by Kevin Costner. It stars Annette Bening and Robert Duvall. Robert Duvall is great in this. The movie I'm talking about is Open Range, and this is the Touchstone DVD release. I'm not sure if it's on Blu-ray. I think there's a Blu-ray, German Blu-ray that you can get. But man, this is an excellent movie. This is an excellent modern day made Western. So good. Kevin Costner is so good in this. I mean, he's not a one-trick pony. He made Dances with Wolves, which was his directorial debut, and it was an epic, a modern-day classic. But here he is again. He's directed a few more movies since then, and this is really well-made, well-crafted tale. A tale of a couple of... basically, they're a couple of cowpokes, you know, Robert Duvall and Kevin Costner. They basically live on the range. They drive cattle, and they're gone for most of the year. They travel, and they get hung up in this one town. And a few things happen, and Annette Bening helps them out a little bit. So I don't want to tell you everything, guys. I hate giving away the movie, and then you already go, oh, okay, I already know what it's about. Forget that movie. This movie is worth it. Invest in this movie and watch it. I believe it's streaming. It may be on Netflix, but this is a great release. This is an older DVD, but great release, guys. Open Range, really good. And finally, guys, this is a movie I think I talked about in an older episode, probably over a year ago. But I rewatched it recently. Just something I wanted to rewatch it and maybe re-talk about it. This being my third viewing of the movie, and I just wanted to see how it aged after a couple years of watching this. This is a great movie starring Kurt Russell, Patrick Wilson, Matthew Fox, Richard Jenkins. This is directed by S. Craig Zoller, who made... was it dragging hands on concrete, dragged across concrete, and yeah, that other movie. But anyways, I'm talking about Bone Tomahawk. This is a great movie. This is a great repeat watch. Every time you watch it, it just gets a little bit better every time you see it for some reason. It's just the whole ideal of these Native Americans, or are they Native Americans? That have supernatural powers, that have this secret thing. I mean, I'm not really sure. A lot of times I watch this and think, is this somewhat science fiction-y? Maybe I'm reading into it a little bit, but man, this is such a great movie. It's like a horror movie slash Western, because it's got some pretty gory scenes in it. I don't know if that makes it a horror movie, but it's a little more graphic than your typical Western. But man, it's really good. Kurt Russell's really good in this. The supporting cast is excellent. Richard Jenkins, Matthew Fox is really good. And then the actress in this movie, was it Lily Simmons? Catherine Morris. Yeah, David Arquette's even in it a small part. But yeah, really good movie. You need to check this out. Bone Tomahawk, if you've never seen it. You can get this really cheap on Amazon, and it's well worth it. You can probably see it streaming too, but Bone Tomahawk, write it down. But out of all these movies, man, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. All these movies are highly recommended by me. I know I say that every episode, but as a Western fan, talking to another Western fan that's watching these are really good. Believe me, these are all winners. So there you go, guys. I hope you like this episode. Hope you can take something away from this. Maybe help you choose a new release or a new movie to watch one night when you're really needing something to decide for you, to figure something out, and you just can't put your finger on what you want to see. Maybe check this out, write these down, and maybe watch these, because these are really good, guys. So there you go. So subscribe to my channel. Like the episode if you like this, and comment. Please comment, guys. I love hearing from you guys. And that's about it, guys. So till next time, I'm Mike. Be safe out there and watch a good movie tonight. See you later.